for my next division, home division for me, AFC West, it's tough.
Hmm.
This is the toughest bet I've probably mentioned since the first 49ers Super Bowl.
Oh, he's reverse
Stats,
jinxing.
yeah, I know.
Look
It's
out.
tough.
Careful.
Stats wise, will Justin Herbert have a better season than Mahomes? Now,
Hmm.
like you mentioned with your bet, Mahomes will have more wins. We're probably going to win the division again. But Justin Herbert, running gun, are they going to, encourage him to take those deep shots, really take some risks? Because the last couple of years, he's been kind of hampering himself. He's kind of taking shorter and shorter throws. And if they're able to get him to push push the limit, and I think they have a new OC, and
Kellen Moore.
and so if they're able to change up the offense and already take more risks than they already do, that means there is a high, it's a variance, and that means there's potential for Justin Herbert to have a lights out season and get a decent spot in the playoffs.
So I am very interested to see how this Kellen Moore thing ends up working because you look at Justin Herbert's numbers last year, 25 touchdowns is
Wow.
really low. I mean, at 38 touchdowns his
Yeah.
second year, the year before last, to drop by 13 touchdowns to 25 for one of the, more talented younger quarterbacks we've seen in a while is kind of crazy. So, it like if you put Justin Herbert in the Cowboys offense the last couple of years, like what does that look like? What do you bring Kellen Moore over to do? But Herbert might just be capable of more things than Dak Prescott was.
Yeah.
So maybe we get to see a better side of Kellen Moore too. And I like Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore is good offensive coordinator.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'm sold on him being like one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. Like is he on the level of Ben Johnson in Detroit, who I think in right now is clearly the best? Like to me, no, he's clearly like the next tier down. But I mean, this
Hmm.
like the pieces that he has here in with the Chargers give him that opportunity. I mean, he's going for a head coaching job. This Chargers offense gives him the a perfect chance to do it. So if he's able to like stats wise, so what are we saying? Like more passing yards? Justin
Uh,
Herbert to lead the league in pass yards?
yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. Him to yeah, actually that would be interesting. I think yeah, pass yards because touchdowns are kind of not great in terms of but I think he could, there is a chance he could have more touchdowns, passing touchdowns than Mahomes too. I don't think it's actually going to happen, but in terms of, taking a chance, who knows? I mean, with that with those wide receivers, and of course we're getting into Kelsey, but our offense is so comfortable that what's his face, big old walrus, Andy Reid might want to incorporate more running plays, especially with less help outside. So let's see here,
Mahomes is the
Justin
favorite right now,
Herbert.
plus 250 to lead the league in pass yards. No
Oh,
surprise.
okay.
Herbert is second behind him at 5-1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So we're on to something. Vegas is listening. They're saying you're not completely wrong. So
No, Vegas listens. I think yeah,
yeah,
Vegas listens to the pod.
yeah.
They're tuned
What
in.
was? Did you have a bet for this division, or do we keep it moving?
Oh, my AFC West bet. I think you'll like this one a little bit better. And I would not be surprised at all if Justin Herbert had more pass yards than Pat Mahomes this year. I
Yeah.
think that could be very realistic. Could we see a couple of quarterbacks hit the 5,000 yard mark this year? I think it's pretty possible. My crazy AFC West bet. And again, we're just going big odds, big swing. It's like Quinn and Williams, talent, upside, big number. Right now, Andy Reid is tied for the lowest coach of the year odds, and he's tied with Todd Bowles at 50-1. And it's like, Todd Bowles is the Bucks. We were already talking about him, darkest future in the league, might be on the ballot for first coach fired. I get the Chiefs are good, But Andy Reid at 50-1 being tied for the lowest just seems like, I mean, you got to sprinkle a little bit on that if the Chiefs just run through the league this year. And, also just for Reid in general, like, Sam, do you know the last time he won Coach of the Year? Can you guess what year that was?
For Reed? Oh no, but I was trying to look it up, but I'll stop.
Oh, I gotcha.
2000. Because I know he won one with the Eagles. I think I'm pretty sure he won one with the
Hmm.
Eagles, and those champion two back-to-back championship games, conference championship games. Shout out Donovan McNabb.
Hmm.
2004 or 2003.
Very close. You should have gone one more.
Oh, 2005.
2002.
Oh, okay.
Wrong way.
Okay. Okay.
2002 was the last time that Andy Reid won Coach of the Year. It's the only time he's ever won the award. And if you just look in the NFL the last 8 years, I mean, Kansas City has obviously dominated. You guys are first in the league in regular season win percentage the last 8 years. You're almost 10 points better than the second best team. That's New England. Two Super Bowls tied for first with New England. Most playoff wins the last 8 years with 11. And can I give you these? So Belichick won Coach of the Year in 2010. These are the coaches to win the award since Belichick won in 2010. Harbaugh in 2011. Then we go Bruce Arians, Ron Rivera, Bruce Arians, Ron Rivera again, back to back. Jason Garrett, Sean McVay in 2017, Matt Nagy, John Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski, Mike Vrabel, and
Wow.
Brian Dayball last year. So I don't know. Is it time that we actually give this award to a good coach? Dayball's a good coach. McVay, Vrabel, sure, but like actually like a great coach. Like, don't if the Chiefs are just awesome this year and just roll through the league and win 14, 15 games, like, isn't it time to fully respect Andy Reid? Because again, with the Belichick saga and with the Patriots the last couple of years, Andy Reid has kind of emerged as the hands down best coach in the league. Like he's number one, and he's built this Kansas City organization up to what it is. And I feel like it's time to reward a great coach, get him involved, give Andy Reid his credits for coach of the year. So if you can get this guy at 50-1, the best coach in the league at 50-1 to win coach of the year, I'm sprinkling a little bit on that.
Yeah, it is something to take a look at. And, the thing is the spotlight is so much on Mahomes that it's tough to get that spotlight to Reid and get those votes that are needed. But it's definitely deserved. And it is kind of funny they brought a Cobwebs. And, or, and it was just funny in terms of, not cobwebs. I'm having cobwebs. It is funny too. It is funny in terms of when you have that consistent greatness. You look at Belichick, and we'll have to see if IT can get on it. When he last won Coach of the Year,
2010.
2010. You see, but I mean, how many Super Bowls has he won since then? So it's despite it's that consistency and that thing where it's taken for granted. And Reid winning the division so many times in a row is taken for granted, and that's why I kind of feel like Mahomes won't. He definitely won't win MVP. He won't win MVP this year because he will be kind of taken for granted, and it's just that thing when you're no longer the new shiny toy. They'll people move on, media moves on. So it is an interesting bet, but there is a reason why it is tied for the third. You said 30th lowest, right?
Yeah,
So
worst
yeah,
odds.
pretty worst odds in the league. So there's a reason it's down there, which is tough, but
Well,
he
these
definitely
are
deserves it.
these are the leaders right now for the coach of the year odds. So right now you got Dan Campbell number one, which the Lions turnaround, people are betting on that, but the franchise history of Detroit says that they have
Yeah.
a very iffy franchise history. Sean
Mm.
Payton at number two, the Broncos, Russell Wilson. I don't know about that situation. Arthur Smith at three. The Falcons might be better, but Arthur Smith has zero personality and got about 45 seconds of screen time in all 8 episodes of that Netflix show. So I don't know if the media is going to like him. Matt Eberflus of the Bears, like the third place guy, is going to get coach of the year. Robert Saleh with the Jets. So I don't feel if these are the top guys going into the year and these are the guys that are supposed to have the narrative, I don't know if the coach of the year narrative is necessarily there for any of these guys. And yeah, the Chiefs aren't the new thing, but I think there is kind of this, especially if they're going to dominate the regular season this year, there is going to be kind of a celebration of, how great the last 5 years have been for this team and what you've accomplished. And Mahomes has gotten his run, like you said, won the 2 MVPs, but Andy Reid has just been left out of everything. And if the narrative isn't there, and if the Chiefs are just wiping through the league, I don't know, read it 50-1. I feel like it kind of might be time to just reward the obvious choice for number one. Again, we were on the Dolphins earlier, so Mike McDaniel 20-1.
Yeah, he's funny too.
Seems like another interesting bet. But if Andy Reid at 50-1, I'm taking that. I'm taking the swing. I like it. I think it's time to reward him for, again, we're projecting out here. But if you guys are awesome this year, it's like, hey, Andy Reid gets the credit for building this awesome mini dynasty here in Kansas City. It's time to reward him. But can we do this real quick?
But he won't.
Can we do this? I wanted to do a quick Bill Belichick would you rather. This is Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, going into the 2023 season. Just, for right now, just you want a guy to coach your team this season. How many guys would you have over Bill Belichick? So Andy Reid, do I even have to ask? Is that an easy just keep it moving?
Yeah, keep it moving.
You'd rather have Reid?
Yeah,
you already
every day of the week.
Kyle Shanahan?
I'd rather have him in a commercial too. Kyle Shanahan, that is tough. I think Shanahan is in his prime of his career. I think he is. I think he's definitely getting more out of his players. Now, he does have better talent in general, but is Belichick a little past his prime? When your son's helping you coach the team, it's like, that's when you're starting to hit that age where you're like, are you sure about this? So it's tough. It's close. There's the resume with Belichick that Shanahan will probably never reach. But if the better coach, I think, right now is Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. And it does look like that there is a Subway commercial here with Bill Belichick.
Yeah, there's a Subway, but it's not nearly as funny as Andy Reid.
No, the Andy Reid one it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It gets a chuckle.
Would you take Shanahan over Belichick though?
I would take Shanahan.
Yeah.
Tomlin?
I don't know. That's tough.
For this season?
You see, the thing is that I've seen Tomlin do more with less. You know what I mean? Like the whole, never having a losing season. He had. There was once he had a guy named Duck Hodges, man.
Under center. You need me to go first? I'll take Mike Tomlin. I'll say it first.
Yeah, I'm taking Tomlin, man. It's tough, but
Sean McVay.
Yeah, I can't. This is where it starts getting a little egregious. I gotta take Belichick over McVay, man. I don't.
Oh, really?
Does he want to stick around? How invested is he? He's getting these huge contract. Yeah, even for this season, he's getting these huge contract offers with Amazon.
Andy Reid just surprisingly retires. Something happens. He has to step away from the team for this year. The league says you can replace your coach. He can be Bill Belichick or Sean McVay. You're taking Bill Belichick over Sean McVay?
I know Bill Belichick, his only thing got going on is football. That's it. He's got nothing else out of the field, nothing. He's just football all day. He's been around like, and McVay, I don't know. Obviously he's a football mastermind, and football obviously has to be taking up most of his life, if not all right now, to be in the league. But that doesn't mean that he's not tempted at all by these other offers. And, how invested is he in this? I think Belichick would come and do his job, and even if it's for just this year, I gotta take Belichick. And if I'm starting a new team, I don't know. Maybe have a guy create some culture, get maybe a heir. I don't know. He brings his son. Who knows? I don't know. But I would take him over McVay. I think that's. But it's close. It's close, obviously. But yeah.
I did search Bill Belichick young girlfriend just to see if you were wrong and if there was anything actually distracting him outside of football. Seems like Bill Belichick kind of likes to stay in his
Yeah.
age range though. He's not messing around. He just he
Locked
knows what he
in.
wants. I had more guys on here. I thought I didn't
Okay.
know Sean McDermott, Nick
I mean, you
Sirianni,
would take
Dayball.
McVay over him.
I would take McVay for this season.
Wow, that's tough. Anyone else besides McVay? Like, you're gonna come here and say you're really taking Sirianni over Belichick?
So I had 17 guys down as I could make the case.
Sheesh.
I'm not saying I would. I'm not obviously saying I would
Wow.
take like Zach Taylor
Rem
over
did
Bill
his
Belichick.
homework. Shout out. School time. Also, quick PSA. I am so happy I'm not in school. Yeah, it sucks for y'all who are
True.
heading back,
Your
hitting the
first
books
year
right
out.
now. Sucks for y'all. We love that you're listening to the pod, but sucks for y'all. Just a quick note.
I mean, but that's what you're here for, Sam, to keep them entertained while they're
Exactly.
doing the notes.
Grinding through the homework and all that. But 17 guys, I am very much impressed.
Pete Carroll?
It's close. I mean, Pete Carroll, I think, is an interesting conversation. I think
Maybe I just had him in the wrong order.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'd take Pete Carroll over like Sirianni. You know what I mean? Like someone who has had more experience, had more time. I'd take him over that. And you don't want to jump to conclusions. And it's just like this year, it'll be easier for people to highlight the talent on the Eagles. But that team was stacked last year too. I mean, it's just stupidly stacked. I mean, and so that's the same way with the Rams with McVay. So, and same way with, I mean, you can say Belichick, he had the, greatest quarterback of all time. But at the same time, the defense, there are, definitely games where the defense bailed him out. And he just did it for so long with, yes, the greatest quarterback of all time. But he still had to develop him to that point. He still had to get him there. So I think, when you start looking at stuff like that, that's where you start questioning it. But Shanahan taking two different teams to the Super Bowl, that's why I'd have him over it. And who was the other guy we had over him?
Tomlin.
Yeah, Tomlin. I gotta shout out for the one black coach who can keep his job in the NFL. So that's
Shout out Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, I mean, yeah, guy Duck Hodges. I mean, I remember that.
No, it's true.
That season was. I mean, getting hit with the head with a helmet. I don't even know what was going on that season.
And I mean, yeah, we can look at my list: Matt LaFleur, Mike Vrabel, Arthur Smith, Dan Campbell. We had.
I mean, like Arthur Smith. What's the argument? No. I want to hear it. What's the argument for Arthur Smith over Belichick?
He runs a good offense. He doesn't employ his son. He doesn't make Matt Patricia call the offense. That's really the case for Arthur Smith. Matt Patricia doesn't call the offense.
You see, for all y'all watching at home, Rem's he's got the little mic stand. He's got the black background. He's building up his reel for ESPN. That's what's happening right now, live on the pod. He's trying to leave. He's trying to come on and make an argument for Arthur Smith over Belichick as a quarter.
Should I turn the perk filter back on?
Oh my goodness. Do
we call this the perk filter?
Yeah, he's getting fancy. Hey, it moves with you too. All right.
Do I say it? Arthur Smith over Bill Belichick. I'll do it.
Turn on the TikTok camera. I didn't know we were doing the piercing truth already.
Okay, that wasn't me. I don't know who that was. Somebody just ran into the room and stole the mic.
I don't know.
About Arthur Smith.
We need to find a name for this Rem. Something with shades. I don't know. We'll have to workshop it. I don't know. Ray.
Have an idea.
What's that brand called? Ray Charles, or the brand of
what are they?
Sunglasses that are really like Ray-Bans Rem. There we go. Ray-Bans Rem.
Oh, Ray-Ban.
Yeah, we got it.
Ray-Ban Rem.
Yeah, I mean Ray-Bans Rem came out a little bit last week too. Wild take.
Oh, is he back? Get out of here! Get out of here, Ray-Ban Rem.
Oh.